qu'on se verra plus jamais. Je pourrais t'afficher, mais c'est pas mon délire. D'après les rumeurs, t'en as eu dans ton lit.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Tú solita te matas, pensando que tengo gata de más y que me la paso de fiesta.
Oh, dja dja, y'a pas moyen, dja dja. J'suis pas ta cata, dja dja, genre. Oh, Gatiana, baby, tout ده ça.
الحب كله على بعضه ما بشيله من أرضه لولا وجودك انت القلب بكرة واللي بعده واللي بعد بعده بيبقى إلك
And I know that it's late when I let you pull me right back, cause you never promised tomorrow. You give me your love but it's borrowed. Lay you down, never get off your past. Only one that can do me like that. How you coming and going as I go. You rub on my body but I know malo, malo, pero malo. Te quiero pa' atrás y es yo malo. Malo, malo, pero malo. Estar cerca de ti, pa' mí es yo malo. Pa' mí es yo malo.
Baby, ich liebe es, wie du meinen Namen sagst. Ich liebe deinen Duft, deine Art. Ich liebe es, wenn du weinst und mich fragst, wo ich war. Gedanken bei dir, Baby.
أنا من أول ألو موتني الصوت الحلو قلبي كان ماشي بجنن خربط ما عاد اقبله ما عاد ساعدني الدنيا طاير مدري شو بني باب لو بسهر معاكي راح حس راس السنين
تذكر آخر مرة شفتك سنتك تذكر وقتها آخر كلمة قلتها وما عدت شفتك وهلا أنا شفتك كيفك أنت ملا أنت.
No traíste panty, quiere decir que estaba ready. Deja que llueva, baby. Agua jamega pa' mí. Entre tu cuerpo encuentro vida. Te haré todo lo que me pidas. Una noche de sexo que nos dure toda la vida. حلاكي انت ادمان
مثل ما شاف الزمان
لا بالكتب وقصص الحب
ببصم بحلف لك كمان
جمالك ما بينوصف وما له حدود وضحكي والله كتير كيوت وقلبي فيكي جانن طاير دا يكتب يا جمالك يا جمالك.
All right.
Welcome.
Welcome. Two brothers just talking.
We didn't
even do it. Every time we screwed this up, even on our second guest. Sorry, we're in the face right there.
It's okay.
So basically, today's topic is we're venturing into the unknown. He knows what I'm saying, and he partially knows what I'm saying. We don't know where we're going here. So we usually we preset our topics, and we come together to talk about it. Sometimes it's brother against brother, it's brother together. Now we have our guest, our second guest. We have Peter here. We're letting him dictate the show. So he gets to set the topics, and we'll try to have our conversation to say, hey, what is it? What do you want to talk about today, and what do you want to get across? And hopefully the two brothers can either change your mind in a good way, or maybe you can change our mind in a good way from whatever we're going to talk about.
Positive interactions.
Yeah.
Peter's our cousin, by the way.
Yeah. Well, first to start off with, I'm Peter Potros. Thank you for inviting me on. Secondly, you guys could start the topic with whatever you like. What do you want to know about?
Okay, the only question, what led you to start your business?
That's first question. I started first business in 2019 when I was 16. That was my web design business. What led me to start it was making money like everyone else. That's the main thing. That's one thing. And then just growing and learning web development and programming and stuff like that. So both progressing both ways.
It's not easy though at all, like
Yeah.
at all, you know.
Yeah.
And I give you kudos and to do something
Thank
like
you.
that at your age. It's not easy to start a business and continue to do what you're doing, right? I'm assuming you still have that website design
Still have
business.
it, yeah.
You still have clients, and not only that, you do other outside of just web design. Is it specifically that's what your main goal is, or?
Oh, yeah,
Mainly software though now. It's much better than website development.
Yeah.
But still both, because you always have to have a front end design and then the back end.
yeah.
The back.
better
Well,
both.
and people don't understand. Like obviously, every year you have to pay for the business license,
Yeah.
right? Like you pay every year. You have to pay whether I don't know if you advertise or get into
Advertising, accounting, stuff like that.
accounting. There's so much that goes into it. And would you say outside of money, what most do you like about having your own business? Like what is the what do you enjoy the most about it?
Enjoy the most, what I like the most, there's a lot of stuff. One thing is you get to control basically everything. Like,
Yeah.
if there's people you don't want to take the jobs from, like, for whatever reason, you don't have to. You could do whatever you want for what the work is. And also you get to do, like, if you want to change and move into something else, you always can. But, like, if you're stuck at a job doing whatever it is, like, if you're working as a programmer at Google, you're still going to be doing programming all the time. And then if you want to move on to something else, you can, unless you take the risk and leave the high-paying job to try to make a business to do something else.
Yeah. It is always a risk, right?
Yeah.
But you would say you have some passion into doing it, right? And we've heard about a lot of entrepreneurs where people start with one business, make it successful, and the goal is to open up a lot more businesses that you make them successful. See, I personally haven't had a business myself, and maybe you can kind of, if correct me, or maybe I'm oblivious to it. I always think that if you're passionate about something, if you know your product or service real well, you're a good speaker, and you're honest, and you have a good price, not being the cheapest and not being the most expensive, but pricing for what you're worth, I don't see you failing. I see that business succeeding. Like obviously outside of learning the structure, somebody helping you out how to manage your business, the taxes, the accounting and all that. I personally don't think a business would fail if that's the case. Would you kind of agree to that, or would you say it depends? Or
Well, pretty much I agree with it. The only thing would be just you have to make sure the market's right for whatever the business is. Like, if you're in the Arctic selling ice, no one's going to buy it. But if you're selling it somewhere hot, you're going to have a big market for it. So that's one of the biggest things. Like, you got to make sure that area that you're in has a market for what you're trying to offer.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, would you say the programming market is pretty steadily safe as a whole? Would you say it's a safe market no matter... It's not changing. Like
I feel like it's highly competitive. That's
it's competitive,
so
but
many people.
it's a very safe... Would you agree with that or disagree?
It's safe, yeah, but the only thing that makes programming a bit different, like one of the things that makes it different and also is one of the reasons that you get more money for doing it, is usually because the technology changes along the years as well. Like, it's not always the same thing.
It's constant change.
So you constantly got to learn new things.
And it's been updated.
Yeah, that's it.
So,
But it's good to get into. You can make a lot of money with it.
I always tell people, I recommend people learn programming. Like, it's something everyone will need eventually. That's my genuine belief.
So hold up. So the person that is passionate about ice and he's somewhere in the Arctic is 2 thumbs down. Not so good. But if you're he's struggling.
He's
but
struggling.
Poor Christoph. If you know, if everybody knows
Frozen.
Christoph,
Yeah.
Frozen, But yeah, look. See, this is where I differ. I think, regardless of what the field is, where you are, if you don't give up, and you're persistent, and you have passion, and you continue to learn from your mistake. Failure to me is only when you give up. You can fail at multiple businesses, but eventually you're gonna have a business that's gonna be successful. But once you give up, I know somebody. They did a lot. I remember from high school, grade 12. and they're older than me. It was a friend of my cousin. They did so many different types of businesses. They did leather business, they didn't succeed. They did this and this and this. It didn't succeed. Finally, they opened up a business that succeeded, that generated money, whether it was transport, whether it's janitorial. But they had a passion on being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So there's different. There's somebody who just wants to open up a business and love to do that for the rest of their life. In a sense, you're your own boss and you're working for it. There's people that actually get into things that make them, it's called passive income. So basically you start a business, you put people in it, it generates revenue, it's bringing you money. You open another one, it generates money, it brings you money. Regardless, even if you get 20% after expenses and everything's made, that business is there, it's making 20% in your bank account, 20%. Same idea with investments as you go to the banks, right? Like, and I'm assuming you're also investing in your business, right? As you're not only paying yourself, you're also putting money in your business so it grows and it has more revenue, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So for both types, I have the web design business software and home renovations. Both, like for always with business, you got to reinvest into the business to make it grow.
Yeah.
And also so you could get more clients and everything, so you could finish jobs faster, all that. Like for construction, buying tools and equipment and vehicles, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just like that, yeah.
Well, that's good, and we gotta give a shout out to the business name. What's your business name so we know, for...
So web design and software is Micton Web Design Inc. And for the home renovations, Micton Home Renovations Inc. as well. So it's simple like that, same first name, just different ending to it.
I love it. So shout out to that, and we say in my faith, we say we give blessing. We give blessing and protection and success upon this individual. So down the road, I see him in the Fortune 500 magazine, but like right here, CEO Enterprise, But off topic, business wise, what do you do in your fun time? Like what is there fun to do?
Fun time?
Fun to do. I don't know what fun is anymore. I'm married. I'm stuck at home. You know what I mean? Kids, wife, work.
Fun time, maybe probably just seeing family.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. I like to be with people as well. As a downtime, it's not fun to always work.
Yeah.
So that's it. Probably seeing family and what else? Watching YouTube, that's it.
That's it. YouTube. You heard it now. Family and YouTube. Educational YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure it's not like
it's not like
watching
ASMR
like babies
videos.
or something like that.
No, like most of the videos. So originally, the videos. Tell them some of the videos you've watched on YouTube.
Oh, I used to watch stupid videos sometimes.
No, they're not. Like he uses YouTube as like a school.
That's amazing, and that's how it should be. It's funny he says that.
I'm not dissing. I mean, like that's how.
Yeah. So I didn't know this, and I found it out. So you know how TikTok right now, for the Western side, like Canada, we have a lot of like videos that are just not informational, like just stupid to waste your time. In China, for their own children, they don't allow that. They only put educational videos that they watch and learning for them, because they know the young is the next future and the next generation is to come, and they only teach them a lot of. And it's funny, people say, "Oh, China," but China has the most entrepreneurs per capita.
Yeah, they do.
They do. They're and you can
that is fact check,
you can compare it like China and India, and they have way more entrepreneurs per capita than India does. It just China's. Trust me, people say whatever. China's very advanced. Whether you want to,
that brings me to a topic that I really wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
And it's like think of it like this: how many smart people we would have? Like I believe everybody's smart in their own way. It just depends on how we feed that. And I think so. They have it per capita because they're feeding their population. They have a massive population. What is their pop? I think 2 point something billion. Then
I think it's just around 2 billion.
Yeah, they have one of the most massive population, and they feed all their kids and students.
Yeah.
So it's like, imagine we don't have a big population, and we're not even doing that close to So we're not getting enough people to replace or understand. Like, people are saying kids now are stupider. Like, literally, that's what I'm hearing from old people every time I'm walking somewhere or I'm doing something or in a coffee shop.
Like, you don't even have to go to Jupiter anymore.
No. Like,
but
it's just like crazy.
But the thing is, Canada has so much resources and things that they can actually do this, and they can feed them like that.
But we just don't.
And that's the system. That's what people. Why do you think here a lot of people leave and they go to like Dubai or like the Qatar and the Kuwait? What do? They take the money of the country and they reinvest it in the infrastructure of the country as well as to their citizens. All of them, like the actual legit citizens, have like maids and they all drive nice cars and.
They all
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it depends on how you're structured and where you live, what it is, right? There's some that are just greedy that take all the money and keep it to themselves.
I agree.
So, but yeah, no, like, I the way I'm kind of looking at it for fun, and as we were talking about, family is the best thing. I would agree with you. It's like, but what do you do with family, right? Do you go barbecues? Do you go travel? Do you go, that's
barbecues I don't do. Other than barbecues with potatoes, that kind of stuff.
Barbecues are. Hey, listen, it's good. It's healthy,
Yeah.
But when you are trying to convert him, he has stated that he wants to go back to eating.
No, we don't need to convert anyone. Look, I'll tell you something. You do what you think is best for you, right? So when it comes to food, if you generally don't like meat, don't get it. But you have to figure out how you're gonna substitute that protein, right? Yeah. That's the only thing you need. You need a bit of protein. So whether it's, some people I know they won't, but they'll have fish, or they'll have. I know fish is still, but some will have fish, or some company will do no dairy, no nothing from vegan, animals, right? That's like hard.
That's full vegan.
Yeah, full vegan.
Yeah.
And now we're jumping to another topic that we're kind of venturing off, but my brother here is like, we're going to convert. No, we don't convert anyone. They choose to do what they want to do, but...
No, I'm saying he's the one stated.
I said, yeah.
He's the one stating this.
I want to convert back to meat, but I can't bring myself to do it. It just grosses me out, that's it.
But like, it's a process.
Slow process.
See, like, everybody's different. Like me, I have, with my father-in-law, had a real animal, cut the neck, blood down, guts out, skinned, and then taken that meat, turned it into sausages, turned it to meat, and ate it. Like, I've never have had that issue because my father-in-law, he hunts, right? So deer, for example. I would
still eat that.
Yeah, I eat it. Like but to me, because imagine somebody else, if they like right now you eat it, you're like, oh, deer is good meat, right? But you don't see that how it happens, and then once
you should expect it.
But people don't actually expect. Have you seen like how they actually go and kill a chicken?
Yeah. Have you seen what else they do with that chicken? Like it gets.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to say somebody might see that process and be like, oh, I don't want to touch meat. Or even some of the things like, do you know how they make hot dogs on a massive scale?
Yeah,
or chicken nuggets, how they do it?
It's mixed.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Nobody wants to see where the meat and the food comes from.
Like it's educational. Like when people say, "Oh, like say you've been eating that for like 22 years, 30 years," and then you just see a video and you're like, "I never knew this." Like that's just like that to me. That doesn't make sense.
Listen. You know what they say? I've always heard that say common sense, but it's not that common. I'll tell you that. A lot of things. I look at it this way. Like for me, I'm so used to steak. I'm so used to like chicken, and well, look at me. I'm a big guy, anyways. I'm used to these things, but I can't not have meat. I'm weird. Like I have to have a steak. I have to have. A pork chop. I have to have chicken. I'm so used to it. My body is like, if somebody just put me salad, I'm like,
okay,
like we need to chill. We need more.
Next topic. This is for a different episode. We're gonna be talking about diets. That I want to talk about the vegetarian, vegan, meat, raw diet, only.
No, this guy.
And we're talking about it.
Raw diet doesn't make sense. Bro.
And yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Yo, okay, let's just turn back into and what is it called?
Neanderthal.
No, I can't say it. This is what happens when you're from, we're Assyrians. This is what we have. Everybody, we're gonna figure out what it is and we'll write it down. So, but we don't want to go back to the old days. We know there is now fire. There is an oven.
There's salt and pepper.
There's salt and pepper. So let's just use and be civilized and use that to eat rather than just start eating stuff raw with blood in it. Like people are, that's not fun.
Well, I'm saying we should talk about those diets in general. Not as a dietitian, but like statistically proven. Like there's facts out there saying this is why this is good for you. Oh, this is why this is good for you.
Facts. Who is making these facts? That's what I want to know. They're like facts.
Doctors.
What kind of doctors?
Dietitians.
Dietitians.
Yeah.
It's okay. It happens. It called them on. What else? What do you want to, gear us towards? Make us a little happy.
Thinking. Diet's not my strong suit. It's just basic.
I wish I could have played the Jeopardy music while he's thinking.
Yeah.
You know, how was it being raised with 5 siblings?
Four siblings.
4 siblings.
Unless you count my dad as one.
I had 4. You have 4.
It's like the question is like, what was it like to be raised with 20 siblings? Well, it felt like a freaking zoo. That's what it felt like.
Raised with 4 brothers.
How?
4.
He has 4 brothers.
Yeah, I do have 4 brothers. Yeah.
We don't.
You got some sisters in the mix.
Yeah, we got some sisters.
Makes it easier. 4 brothers. Everyone jumps around. It's wild. But as everyone gets older, it's much more peaceful.
It is actually. When they're little, they're like little monkeys, is jumping on everything, breaking things. Like I got that right now. It's like middle. Yeah. They jump, climb. They do everything. And some they don't even eat that much. Some eat a lot, and it's like, you know what? But enjoy it. Time goes by really fast. That's the good thing. That's the good thing about having a big family is that you can share. No matter what, at the end of the day, they'll always be there for you, right?
That is true, yeah.
Yeah, you have a cool mom. Shout out to Shabira.
Shamo!
We should play that. Way minnak ya. It was talk about it. I think it sings about
that one. They do have a lot of songs, but Shamiram, the endings with the M.
Oh, is it Shamiram? I like it. I heard that actually Shamiran was a queen of Assyria.
Yeah. Also, that will be coming one day. The history and heritage.
History lesson of the Al-Turaya. So whenever we say Al-Turaya, we go like this.
Yeah, we move the shoulders.
You have to move let me see you move your shoulder. You have to
learn. I don't dance though.
Doesn't matter. You still have to move your shoulder.
They don't move that good.
It's natural. It's inside. I don't know what George looks like he's riding a horse. I don't know. I said shake your shoulders, not riding. Just relax. Just both of you. Can you relax? Just like if you're gonna relax your arms.
Like the traps workout.
Yeah, exactly. Just relax. Just lift them up a few times. You don't have to try so hard.
Watch this.
Oh, he knows that. I don't know how to do that.
It's noticeable in the camera.
You can see him through the sweating. Yeah.
Do it again.
He's a strong big boy. We call him Yorgos. In Greek they call him Yorgos. But stop looking at yourself at the.
I was looking at George. I was trying to see if it was.
You look good. Don't worry. Peter looks good.
Thank you.
What about?
So funny enough, I got Peter to join the gym, and he's been going consistently. For the past month now. He joined 3 months ago. December he kind of fell off a little bit.
There was a break a little.
January, but the whole goal is. So I've talked about this many times. I believe strong mind, strong body, strong body, strong mind.
Yeah.
So his body isn't the strongest.
No, it is.
No, actually, now it's pretty strong.
I'm getting stronger as I go.
Strength is in your mind, okay? Okay, if somebody pulled a gun at your head and lift this bench press, you're gonna be lifting it with the whole adrenaline's gonna kick in and you're gonna lift it. That's what I'm saying. But no, that's awesome, man. That you hit it in the gym and that you go and the thing with gym, I'll give you my advice. The first month is the hardest. Once you pass a month, you're 2 months in. Your body needs it, and every time you're gonna go and you're gonna enjoy it.
It's a routine.
So that is. But once you stop, it's hard to go back in, right? So to keep that in mind. So yeah, DB Clouded, shout out. DB Clouded, we love you. Wow, you'll always be a backup to the front man. No, I was joking.
He was first guest.
We're gonna. This is double thumbs up for DB Clouded. We're gonna give him fireworks, man. It's fireworks when we see him. But anyways, yeah. So how was any relationship or anything? Special lady or someone? No,
no lady, no nothing yet.
Working on it. Work in progress.
I don't know. Have you ever seen the Spider-Verse, Morales and the Spider-Verse?
I have seen it,
Remember how he's like, hey, the way he talked to her?
Yeah.
Like, is that how...
Smooth, and then he gets stuck.
He's like all stucky and stuff like that. But yeah, no, like, what do we do now? What do you say? What is it? Is it... How do you meet and talk? Is it the way you used to...
dancing like a monkey and
Or is it all like digital?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know, actually. It's all... You go in person, I guess, through events and stuff like that, and you see people through family.
Nice.
All I have to do is dance a little, act like a monkey, and I'm good. Maybe it's my bum.
No, hey, listen. Some people itch their butt to meet others, like my brother George, but I don't think that's gonna get you anywhere.
Traditionally,
but yeah, usually that's how it was. Family says, "Hey, this is a nice boy that I know. They're from a good family and a nice girl that I know."
My bad, man. Nice man.
Oh, nice. But I lost it. Nice boy. Nice. I'm a nice boy.
No, we're saying that as an example.
No, as an example. So you're like a nice boy. They would say, like, if Peter wants to meet, they want you to meet a girl, they'll be like, to the girl family, we know a nice boy, he's from a good family. And the same thing, them to your family, they would be like, we know a nice girl, she's from a good family. And then you guys come together and you meet. That's how it's done. The old traditions, old ways of, he's from a Shalati family. We're not going to deal with with
seems much easier.
It was. Well, it's not. At the end of the day, the girl still gets to choose, and the guy ends up choosing. Just because they brought you two together, you might not click, or you might not, get along, kind of thing, right? So, I don't know. It's good to get it together, but I don't think it should be arranged. If like somebody's forcing you to get married, I don't like that. Like it's for the rest of your life. At least if you want somebody to nag in your ear, it's somebody you love. It's not somebody you don't love. You know what I mean? Yeah, I used to. God rest his soul. My father used to say, he's like, "Guarta ila,"
what?
Guarta, like getting married. It's like sutla,
bucket.
Bucket. So sutla bio. Olul ila. How do I forget? Dusha. But برقة الدوشة كلها التقي الآخرة. I started laughing. I swear, it's funny. Not the Suraya only say this, but Yonanaya, they say the same thing. The Greek people say the same thing. They say marriage is like a bucket. The top layer, when you get married, is like honey. Once you get through the honey, the rest of the bucket is shed. And I started laughing. I'm like, no, that's not the case, guys. The Greeks say it, the Assyrians say it, and the Armenians say it. They have a similar thing. Yeah, but
that's why people never get married.
Yeah, that's not true. That's why they get married.
They get scared of the same.
And you know what? Before they were bored. There was no technology. There was nothing. There was only the outside plow. Once you work hard and you plow, what do you think they're going back to do? You eat, you sleep, what is there left to do? That's why you see people with 10 children, 11 children. They had nothing else to do 60, 70 years ago. Then the TV came. They're like, okay, we got...
That's a funny...
And a quarter of them die too.
Yeah. That'd be a funny episode, talking about old jobs. What would be the same...
Like blacksmith. I think there's probably a few blacksmiths left.
We still have those.
Yeah.
I'll be close. Like, what's the other one? They still have them. What's the ones that put the shoe for the horses?
Oh, I don't know. I know what you're talking about, but yeah, we still have what the heck are they called? You mean woodworkers?
Carpenter.
Yeah,
bro. Carpentry's like
it's years.
Yeah, but you need carpentry.
Yeah,
framing is all like most of the frame is it's wood. Wood frame houses, even built now. They're building apartments up to 6 stories that are frame 2x4 frames. There, you're allowed to up to 6 stories by law.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
didn't know
but
that.
you have to have some sort of fire separation. But yeah, that's. So yeah, woodworking is gonna be around. Carpenters are
I
gonna.
would have been a fisherman in the old life.
Oh, fisher, they're still around. You know what I actually heard? Tuna, they can make good money catching tuna. They're massive. These like
They're
legit
expensive,
tuna.
yeah.
They're very it's dangerous job. Don't get me in the middle of
you
the
have to go
ship.
you have to go thick, deep waters.
Yeah. But what? Okay. What is one thing that is a pet peeve of yours, and one thing that you would give our viewers advice?
Pet peeve.
Like the most you would say it really annoys you. It really annoys you.
If you don't answer this,
You have to say the
answer
truth.
it
Be
for you.
honest, but say it in a professional,
No,
nice
like
way.
I got truth. Like I have a hate and love relationship with technology and phones and stuff like that. Like I love technology, and like when I was 4 years old, I got a laptop, and ever since then I love technology, and that's how I started getting into programming stuff like that because I always loved it. But at the same time, the more accessible technology has been and the more stuff it does to connect people, it just ruined real life relationships. Like meeting people, enjoying the moment, like what you're doing and everything.
Yeah.
Because you're always just on your phone. Like it's much easier to just scroll through something and watch cool video for a second than to go out and do something. And then also like when you're with people, then they're always on their phones. And anytime, anywhere you go, it's just phones and computers and everything like this. Like you just got the phone. I have a phone. But that's main pet peeve. Like if people get stuck on their phone, even when they're with other people, like doing stuff, and they're just on their phone the whole time.
Yeah.
It just gets.
They can't enjoy the moment.
Yeah, I agree. And I've said that technology is a double-edged sword, and you notice it, right?
If you watch episode 14, we talked about that, and 12, and we 15.
Yeah, like you have to go out and enjoy like life and laugh and joke around. I've noticed that too sometimes when even as you get together and everybody has a phone and they're like, okay, well, let's chat and figure,
That's why
Yeah.
I believe it would be good to go back to the Stone Age for a little bit.
That's too far back.
No, that's too far back.
I wouldn't mind it.
I
would
think
be
George
happy.
would enjoy the dinosaur stages where he's being chased by a T-Rex.
That would be fun.
There's no
That
need
would
to
not
go
be
that
fun.
far back.
That'd be horrible. Pterodactyl, just somebody coming out of nowhere. You just see George, with a club, hits him, drops down. This was fun. Let's do it again.
No, I think not like
Pterodactyl.
I wish we could go back to where it was like
What, arrows and swords?
no, like two.
Like the Dark Ages, where
no,
there
I
was
think
no
like
history?
when it wasn't as accessible to everyone. Like the literally 1995 to 2000, you didn't see that many phones. It was just like your time growing up, in my opinion, was the best time for those. Because everybody was active, energetic, and that's when brains were like the
Plus,
most.
we played video games, and we went outside, and
But
we played.
I would argue saying your generation was more creative because there wasn't that much out there.
2005. Where are you coming up with that number? Evade? I'm going to evade your 2005 and counter it with the 1999. Probably 1999 was a good time, but BlackBerry
simpler.
with a brick breaker, remember?
Yeah.
That was a good game.
But I think you're like people were more creative. Right now, people go, "Oh, it's hard to be creative," but like it really isn't. It's just they don't know what to be creative about because we're like so focused in like certain topics, like TikTok. People like
It was much
Fun.
easier to get enjoyment from like anything. Like either in a small thing you do, you'd get way more enjoyment from it than now, because now you just see everything on your phone. You're just scrolling and everything. There's no point of even doing nothing. Nothing is fun.
Yeah. I kind of see it, but but there's good too. Like, if you're lost somewhere, at least somebody.
That's the
good
part
thing
that I
with it.
always
Somebody
say.
can find you or locate you. Yeah, we got a very pre-iPhone era, and iPhone and App Store ruined us as a civilization. Why? You can just say in general. Why is it specific to iPhone? There's Android. There's the apps with Androids.
I feel like Apple was it's one of the most popular. I think it's the most populated phone currently. Like majority.
Yeah, one company wise, but Androids has a more user base.
Based off what? Like iPhone.
Android
phone?
collectively
As
has a bigger user base
I
than
think it does.
iPhone.
Because it's open source, like the it's on all the.
You want to
phones
make a
that
bet?
run
Apple,
iPhone.
like if
I
I
don't
was
wanna make a
if
bet.
I want to take like a company wise and say Apple versus Samsung, yes, Apple wins.
Yeah.
However, Android collectively
Yeah.
is way more of a user base than iPhone
It
is.
is way more, yeah.
Fact check me. I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, it's 100% because any phone, like you could just make
They
your
used
own.
to call him an expert, but I
You could
guess
make
he
your
doesn't.
own Android like operating system, like you customize it and put it on phone or whatever. It is much more used than.
If I ever started a company, I would call it Telephone. Like it's a Syrian version
Yeah,
of
just
telephone.
ring phone.
Huh? Telephone. Tilly.
Okay, but it's not that far off.
What?
No,
I don't care about what's so far off. What is it?
It's 3.5 billion Android users.
Versus?
1.3.
He goes. He's not that far off. Let's repeat the numbers. The numbers are 3.5
That's overall
billion
users, yeah.
Android users and 1.3 billion
Joey, that's a
Apple.
massive-
That's a massive,
that's a massive
leap in difference.
No, but you have to think of it like that. That's not active users. They don't know. I can't find active users.
Yeah, like obviously Apple have done well to have 1.3 billion. So what do we got? Brokies.
Brokies.
You cannot deny this. You sound like Zohan. You cannot deny this. And then don't blame technology. DB Cloud, I blame them. It's a double-edged sword. Compare Android and when the first gen iPhone came out, you can admit that there's more users now. But the original of the modern day smartphone was with the first iPhone. No, was it? The original was the first everybody used to talk about was BlackBerry. BlackBerry just fell behind because they weren't innovative. They were the original creators of the smartphones. They were the first to take and create and make something that you can use your email on the phone. They were the first to do it. And everybody, I remember everybody from celebrities, from US, from across Europe, was all BlackBerry. But BlackBerry was laughing because they had to use it. And they're like, oh, iPhone's not going to be innovative. And then what ends up happening?
It was innovative.
They came out.
DB clouded. Without technology, you'd be DB landed.
Yeah, it's true. But you would record yourself, make videos, and drop videos out to people, right? Like that.
Yeah.
There's still ways of. I don't want to be like, wait, without technology. I still enjoy technology. I just wouldn't too much excess technology, right? Like this is fun if we come together and we can talk, but as well as share it with people across.
Shout out to Shlama Group, by the way. That's funny. We're actually becoming like those people.
Oh, Shlama means it's like how are you, peace upon you, and kind of.
No, but like there's a podcast called
Yeah.
Shlama Group. The one I told you.
Full Suud. They talk full Suud in it.
DB Cloud is like,
Amazing.
well, I said is responsible for modern day. Okay, wait, slow down. I'm not. I see caps and quotes. You're right. All phones nowadays are based on the iPhone. Okay, you love Apple. I get it. Or you don't love Apple either.
Wait, okay, this is actually crazy. I do love Apple. Like, I think you do too, honestly.
Listen, I wasn't an Apple fan until I actually started using it. The infrastructure that they have set up, how it all
It's so convenient.
it's smart. And I read the other day Samsung wants to do the same thing.
Yeah.
But Samsung, sorry, from personal experience, worst appliances ever.
Where's phone too?
My oven, gone. The fridge, gone. The dishwasher, gone. All of them within like a year and a half, tops 2 years. I said I'm never buying those Samsung appliances. My personal experience for me, that's what happened to me. But don't quote me for it. But
LG, I heard, is really good. Funny enough.
yeah, I got Good Electric. That's who I got next for a fridge, and they seem to be working well. So we got a lot of heat happening. DB Cloud says, if you're getting controlled by tech, that's your fault.
I agree.
Well,
I think
yes
tech
or
is
no.
meant to control.
Yes or no, you're an adult. If you feed your addiction, yeah, I can see it. But at the same time, it's like,
It starts with kids though.
yeah, it does
Because
start.
like you can see how much younger everyone got getting like iPads and stuff like that. Like they say iPad generation.
Yeah.
Like all of these little kids, like 4-year-olds, have iPads.
Yeah.
And then you just grow up playing and watching videos like that's all you do instead of
Yeah, as soon as my kids were out of the hospital, I right away threw an iPad in their hand, and as a baby, they were iPad. They had a Bluetooth headset, so whenever I would have it with me when they're crying, I could hear it, and I can go and see if they're okay. But all jokes aside, and then we got what? Evade. All phones nowadays are based on the OG iPhone. It's not a love what different between phones now and the OG iPhone. They just got bigger screens and faster. Okay. So, I'll tell you something. All right? Technology is a double-edged sword. It's good and it can be good or it can be bad. Give or take. And the other thing, I've said this going back, nobody talks about it. The radiation from these phones, you don't think it's bad for you?
No, I know it's bad, but it's so tiny. Like,
what makes it so tiny? When have you ever seen what happens when somebody's calling or when it's connecting at the same time? How do you know that exact amount on a repeated base constantly that's connected with you?
They go through tests.
But who tests? Who?
The government, and there's a whole safety. It's the same thing as the cars. Our cars go through emission tests before getting into our country. Yeah. That's why there's the 7-year emission law where importing a vehicle. That's still a law. Even though we got rid of our carbon law in Canada, we still can't do that. We still have that emission law, and it's pointless. But it's all safety. So what they do is they do a thorough check. There's been times where a phone didn't pass because of failure on the battery and radiation. iPhone we haven't seen any. Actually, yes, we have. In Europe, they found it. Yeah.
What would you say? Okay, now but back to the technology. Everybody say. I'm thinking that the best software, the most secure, was BlackBerry. Yes.
Yes. I actually agree.
Yeah.
The safest and most optimized, like secured software was BlackBerry.
So that was still full advertisement too. Like that was what they would advertise, wasn't it?
Yeah, security, and even the President Obama got a special
and Hillary Clinton
gift.
had too.
Yeah, they had like a specialized phone that they were given with security that nobody can hack into. That's why I wonder like who did BlackBerry go and supply phone like security to which systems, right? What are your thoughts on EVs? EV? Extraterrestrials. No, it's electric vehicles.
Yeah. In my personal opinion, I actually hate the idea of electric vehicle. If I could make a water-powered vehicle, I would. But I know that's... I don't say it's impossible, it's difficult.
I don't know, like, what's better. Is it better to, when you go on fossil fuels and you're kind of getting into oil versus battery? Because if you think about electric vehicles, you still need lithium. And lithium is mined, and the actual process to do that is not actually good for the climate.
It's awful.
From what I've heard. So the question becomes, look, I like how they look. I like the whole idea of us being futuristic and flying cars and flying cities. And, it'd be cool. Like
we actually had a flying car released in 2017 or 2016.
There's one that actually turns into a car.
Yeah, it's but it's expensive. Nobody's buying it, and because you need a permit for that to go into the sky.
Yeah, well, I know Google does scan through your photos. Look, at the end of the day, if you're gonna use technology, you're signing up for it, right? You're signing for this. Look, at the end of the day, they're like, oh, everybody watch it. If the government really wants to know you, I don't know how important you think you are, that they want to take time out of their day to really focus on you and know what you're doing in your life, they'll do even without phones and stuff, they'll find and get all the details from you. They would always hire people, like even before technology, think about 500 or 600 years ago. What they would do is they would send agents and they would just follow you, record what you do, who your family is, what it is, what you did, where do you do business. That was always been around. If somebody really wants to know information about you, no matter what you do, they're gonna get everything about you. That's just a fact. People that, my personal opinion is like people that are afraid of showing what they have. That means you have something to hide at the end of the day. Because the government, if they really wanted to, they can hack and go into your phone and get everything they want. Like,
I agree.
But it's like, to me, it's like, how important are you? You think that they're gonna come and do that
Honestly,
to you?
I think I'm pretty important.
Yeah, like I don't think I'm important. I wish I would them, You know, I wish they could come to me and they could look at me and talk to me. I would love to, you know. I'll share
I have many questions.
I'll share some information with them, you know, talk about what they should do to Canada, but they don't care about my opinions or my photos, but, you know.
They cared enough to take a peek at us.
Well, you can take a peekaboo. Where does it go? What I think of Google sometimes.
I like Google, personally.
Listen, the only thing, why did I get the rain? I want the rain. I don't want the, there we go. The reason why, the only reason, Google, I know you hear me right now, and you see me, and you've already infrared me and scanned me. I understand that. The only thing I don't, from what I've heard from Elon Musk, what he said, the AI, that's the scary part. That you don't want a safety backup to the AI. That's what Elon Musk said. Because he used to work, and he knew the CEO of Google. And supposedly, and you know, fact check me, correct me, and if I'm wrong, I apologize. Go check. And supposedly he said no, AI should be able to make the decisions and do everything because it's gonna make the best decision possible based on that situation. However, you gotta take out technology, and AI will never have the same capability as a human being, which is empathy and understanding in other ways. What they're gonna say is like, well, I could save 20,000 people, or it's or they die and the 20,000 die, or I could save 20,000 people, but only 1,000 will die. AI will do that. Like they'll say, 20,000, 1,000, it's a number. Let's just go with this.
They would only kill half the population.
People will be like, okay, we can do the 20,000. Let's send out some experts to go figure out and do some things. Maybe we can negotiate. There's other things. AI will never be able to adapt to the emotion and the love. The things that are intent. Like you don't see them, but we feel them. Yeah. You cannot create those. Emotions are things that you cannot create, no matter how hard they try, and they try to put it and say, hey, feel sorry at me. They'll never try that. Yeah, that's fine. You don't like that. You don't have to like that argument. No one's asking you to like it. But AI, in my personal opinion, a robot will never be able to have the same emotion set and empathy of thinking as a human being will.
I agree. I would not.
Because I think the human being, like what a machine is, it's a machine. It'll do things better than us, faster than us, right? But it doesn't think to the point with emotion, if that makes sense. It's going to weigh it based on probability, what's the best decision, but it doesn't take emotions into account because you cannot create emotions with a machine. That's something where Andy and the sufferings, and my suffering. Andy is an AI based. It was a government project, but it was supposed to keep that quiet. Look. Anyways, AI is a whole different topic. Do you have anything, your opinion on topic? I know we talked a lot. We'll leave the last bit for Putros here,
okay.
Peter, to kind of talk about AI, get into that, what they're kind of talking about, and then give your final thoughts and what your advice is.
Well, AI is pretty crazy, especially ChatGPT, like how quickly that was what blew me away and also made me like realize how good it gets too. Was with ChatGPT, because like they've had for a while now like artificial intelligence for like chess games, stuff like that. Like they've done that already, and also like image recognition, stuff like that. But when you get into like an AI that's good at like a ton of different things, like ChatGPT, it can go from making like paragraphs out of nothing that are like completely generated by it. Like it takes different information and make something really good that sounds amazing. It could go from that to making you like full pages of programming in whichever language you need, like you want it or ask for it for whatever task you say you want to do, and you could say it like 50% horribly, like you could put it in a bad way for it, and usually it'll still understand what you want to do, and it'll give you the right answer. And you could give it like, take this programming language, change it to whatever, and it does it. It's crazy how far it's gonna go. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. And what about as far as what you think empathy or like feelings or emotions with AI?
Empathy, that robot has no emotions. It doesn't care about you. It's just trying to do its job.
Okay, and then do you have anything to add before I ask for his final thoughts and kind of before we get into thanking him for his time and coming with us?
My only question is, are you against AI or are you for it? Actually, don't even answer that. Leave that one not even answer. I just realized.
All I say is a double-edged sword.
Just me.
So, safety backup measures, I'm for it.
Yeah, if there's like safety behind it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just let me ask you a different question. Who do you think the most based on how you were raised?
What do you mean?
Like the way you were raised, what's the biggest, like, where do you get it mostly from?
Like how do you, the way you're thinking, the way you are, who do you kind of
like? Do you get it just from your parents, or like where do you think it's or oh my god originates?
I'll tell them a secret debate.
It's always parents first. Second is like how you grew up, like the environment you're in, and like the people.
No, I don't need you telling me the vague stuff. I need you telling me for yourself.
Like straight would be the parents.
Yeah, but that's for yourself, yes?
Yeah, for me.
Okay.
And then, so your best and final advice, I appreciate you coming here and taking the time.
You.
But if you tell our viewers something good that they can
take
away,
motivational
or just anything
like
anything good that you like, it's a good for someone to know or learn. But
alright, cliche and overused, but if you do what your dream is and it's actually worth it, you'll succeed. And if you keep going at it, like there's difference between if you keep going at something, like for a business, for example, that's always best examples is business. Business, if you have an idea and it's actually good, you'll get rewarded if you do it and you give it to everyone. Mm-hmm. You'll get rewarded and make money and everything like that. And if you push yourself to continue with it, or you could do a different path, which is also easier, less risk, and much better for a lot of people too, which is just working somewhere where you like as well. Like if you like programming, you don't have to make your own programming business. You could just work at Microsoft or whatever company, make a ton of money.
With a greater risk, there's greater reward. Chase your
risks.
Dream. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Chase your dream. I love it. Chase your dream. Yeah, if you're consistent, you chase it, you do it, you have a passion for it, you'll do successful. Even if you want to choose a career, as he said, that if you have passion for it, you want to work your way up to a well-known company or take it over, you can even become a CEO, a VP. Yeah, you can aspire to be something more than just, dragging your feet 9 to 5 kind of thing, and hey, go home, leave, and you're not enjoying going into work. So, chase your dream, follow it, don't give up, or even find a career that you love and you want to pursue. Yeah, I love that. I really enjoy you, and I'd like to thank you. George, what do you have to say outside of, in addition to his advice?
The only advice I can give is, I'll keep saying it. The only reason I keep saying it, when you improve one aspect, just one small aspect of your life can improve your life as a whole. And you just don't know it. Just keep taking the small steps. Soon enough, they'll be into big steps. And you're going to see you're going to be running.
I love it, man. I love it. Smash, hit, subscribe, tell your friends, tell family. Thank you so much for having us. But
thank you for having me on.
Thank you
for having me on.
It was really enjoyable to have Peter, and hopefully more topics to come. Thank you all for participating and your lovely comments. Evade, someone, and DP Clouded. Really enjoy it. And two brothers just talking. We're going to end it on a good note. I keep messing it up. Let's try it again. You threw me off a few times, Thank you.
Test the ego.
Subscribe, hit a like. You know how it is. Now back to the Assyrian mashup. I hope you enjoy it and, you continue that way. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Wie du dich bewegst. Magisch, du bist so magisch, du verzauberst mich. Magisch, du bist so magisch, du verzauberst mich.
بدك للحق الناس بتكره كلمة لا، ماشي الدنيا بالمقلوب، كل شي ممنوع مرغوب، بطل في فرق كبير بين الباطل والحق.
كس خنترو ميجنا منا يمكركم منا سرتي سر